So the perspective viewport is great, but it can be very deceptive. I know I mentioned in the last video that it's easy to flip upside down, and that things that are closer to the camera will appear to be larger than things that are further away. There's another type of viewport called an orthographic viewport. Orthographic viewports do not have perspectival distortion, so it's easier to see the relative position and scale of objects. To access your orthographic viewports, here's your next big shortcut key, the spacebar. If I tap the spacebar, I will move from a single viewport, the perspective view, to a 4-panel viewport where I can see a top camera, front, and side. In each case, I can see the camera name, and if I look over at my coordinate system icon, I can see here I'm looking down the barrel of the y-axis. X is pointed to the side, Z is pointed up and down. In the front view, I'm looking down the z-axis, y is up, x is to the side. And finally, if I'm looking at the side view, y is up and down, z is to the side. With all of these orthographic viewports, because they are specific to top, front, and side, you'll note that my Alt key will not allow me to rotate. I cannot Alt left click. I can still Alt middle click. I can still Alt right click, but I can't Alt left click. These views are not meant to be tumbled. They're not meant to be rotated. If you don't like the view that you're looking at, let's say that instead of the front you wanted to see the back, each of these viewports has its own unique set of menu systems. The panel menu in each viewport will allow me to select different orthographic views. So I can see front, side, and top. I could also make a new back camera. And now I'm looking at the back instead of the front. The other thing you should know about each of these is that that spacebar is a toggle. So if I want to see specifically my top view, I can tap the spacebar again, and now I will toggle between my top view and my 4-panel. Each time I press the spacebar, wherever my mouse is, that becomes my new toggle point. So here's my perspective view. My mouse is hovered over it. Spacebar, spacebar. Side view, spacebar, spacebar. You've probably also noticed that when I first depress the spacebar, something flashy happens around my mouse. The flashy thing that's happened is a thing called a marking menu, and Maya is full of marking menus. A marking menu is any kind of menu that happens wherever your mouse pointer is. It marks the spot of your mouse. This marking menu happens to be a really big one, and to fully access it, instead of tapping the spacebar, I'm going to hold the spacebar down. This pulls up the hotbox. See, it says hotbox right there. That's how I know what its name is. The hotbox contains all of Maya's other menus. So in the hotbox, I can see File, Edit, Create, Modify, all these things. And then I can see Mesh, Edit Mesh, Mesh Tools, and that's the same menus that I've got up at the top here. Then I can see other menus that I don't have access to at the top here, things like Skeleton, Audio, End Constraint, Lighting and Shading. So all of Maya's other menus are housed here in the hotbox. They do the same thing here that they do up there, but what the hotbox allows you to do as an artist is it allows you to work with fewer menus open. So if you're having trouble seeing things, you can't get enough detail in your viewport, and you need your viewport to be bigger, you can go through and you can close a lot of Maya's other menus and just work with the hotbox. As an example, here in the hotbox I've got this Create menu. I'm going to click into Create. We'll go to Polygon Primitives, and I will make a helix. That made a helix. I've got the same menu up here. There's Create, Polygon Primitives, and now I could maybe I'll make a gear just to make something different, but you can see there's the helix menu there. So that is both how to navigate between viewports and your first really big shortcut key, the spacebar. It serves two functions. The first one is that a tap of the spacebar allows you to toggle between viewports. And the second one is that when you depress and hold down, the spacebar pulls up the hotbox. The hotbox contains all of Maya's other menus and makes navigation a little bit simpler once you get used to it. So those are the basics for Maya viewports. We will finish up with some of their navigation features in the next video.